Free college football picks. This is week 13, part 1. I'm Tony T here with our college football pick show here for Monday. We have 10 games from Saturday's action. Before we get to just a couple of things, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like NBA, like NFL, and more, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel with a like, a thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. Then visit Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-capper site showcasing top performers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers. Get signed up to long-term passes. Hot cappers like Joseph Schultz, Chauncey Giles, Hollywood Sam for the year. Marlon doing great last 3 days. Daniel Walsh, Chuck Chauncey's been on fire. Hollywood Sam, Nick Fartine have been on a tear right now. Mindy coming off a great day yesterday. Ron Crawford, Hollywood Sam, Nick. Click the links, get signed up to our hot cappers. You'll find our latest print picks here center of the page. Tabs for our best bet, multi-packs, and more, making it a great time to get signed up. You may also purchase our plays a la carte from that pick ticker. There you'll find team versus team information. And you can save 20% off all pre and pick packages when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Always love hearing from you guys, so you can post your picks in the comments. We're all looking for cappers, so apply on that home page. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this one started. Miami, Ohio, and Ball State college football pick here for Saturday. All right, Miami, Ohio here improved to 9-2 with their 23-10 home victory to Buffalo. Redhawks rushed for 180 yards on 36 attempts. They allowed 131 yards rushing to the Bulls with 147 yards passing on 17 attempts. Miami, Ohio had a +2 turnover margin. Avion Smith completed 9 of 16 passes for 146 yards with 9.1 yards per pass attempt. He rushed for 60 yards. Ball State 4-7 after their 34-3 home victory to Kent. Cardinals rushed for 300 yards on 52 carries. They held the Golden Flashes to 1.1 yards per rush with 68 passing yards on 22 attempts. Kyle Kelly, 4 of 14 passes for 71 yards and 5.1 yards per pass attempt. Miami, Ohio defensively held MAC opponents to just 10 points and 260 yards a game. Ball State offensively put up only 20 points a game against the conference. The Redhawks have won and covered 5 of 6 on the road. Play here, Miami, Ohio, -6.5. Pittsburgh and Duke college football pick here for Saturday. All right, Pittsburgh improved to 3-8 with their 24-16 home victory to Boston College. Panthers rushed for 197 yards on 33 carries. They surrendered 154 yards rushing to the Eagles with 171 passing yards on 25 attempts. Pittsburgh had a +2 turnover margin. Nate Yarnell completed 11 of 19 passes for 207 yards with a touchdown. He averaged 10.9 yards per pass attempt and a rushing touchdown. Duke fell to 6-5, a 30-27 road defeat in Virginia. Blue Devils rushed for 159 yards on 28 carries. They surrendered 170 yards rushing to the Cavaliers with 278 passing yards on 30 attempts. Duke had a -2 turnover margin. Henry Bellin is questionable with an upper body injury. Third string Grayson Loftus, 26 of 35 passing for 278 yards with 2 touchdowns and a pick. He averaged 6.2 yards per pass attempt. Pittsburgh quarterback change positive. Duke dealing with quarterback issues. The Blue Devils in their past 3 games are allowing 33 points and 463 yards a game. They have lost and failed to cover 5 of 7. Play here, Pittsburgh +6.5. Northern Illinois and Kent college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Northern Illinois improved to 5-6 with their 24-0 home victory to Western Michigan. The Huskies rushed for 287 yards on 50 carries. They held the Broncos to 1.3 yards per rush with 182 passing yards on 31 attempts. Rocky Lombardi completed 9 of 17 passes for 92 yards. He averaged 5.4 yards per pass attempt. Kent drops to 1-10, a 34-3 road defeat to Ball State. Golden Flashes rushed for 29 yards on 26 carries. They allowed 300 yards rushing to the Cardinals with 88 yards passing on 17 attempts. Tommy Olatowski is questionable leaving due to an injury in the second quarter. He was ineffective. Devin Cargman hit 5 of 12 passes for 52 yards with 4.3 yards per pass attempt. Northern Illinois successfully ran heavy last week. They need a win for bowl eligibility. NIU runs for 5 yards a carry, and the Golden Flash are giving up 4.5 yards a carry, and that was exploited last week on the ground last week. Kent, poor offensively, the MAC averaging just 248 yards a game. Expect a lot of running from Northern Illinois here, like we saw last week. Play here Northern Illinois and Kent under 45. Connecticut and Massachusetts college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Connecticut is 2-9 with their 31-3 home victory at FCS Sacred Heart. Huskies sport the 112th ranked offense, averaging 318 yards a game. They have struggled at the quarterback position with accuracy and a lack of pass efficiency. But UConn, they're 112th in the nation in defense, allowing 419 yards a game. Quarterback DeQuan Roberson completing 58% of his passes with 6.1 yards per pass attempt. UMass fell to 3-8, a 49-25 road defeat to Liberty. Minutemen rushed for 98 yards on 21 attempts. They allowed 324 yards rushing to the Flames with 225 passing yards on 22 attempts. Tayson Fominanchan, 22 of 38 passing for 239 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. He averaged 6.3 yards per pass attempt. Both defenses are in poor form. Over the past 3 games, Minutemen are giving up 442 yards and 42 points a game. The Huskies over this period, they're giving up 35 points and 461 yards a game. Play here will be UConn UMass over 50.5. Kentucky and Louisville college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Kentucky here fell to 6-5 with their 17-14 road defeat to South Carolina. Wildcats rushed for 123 yards on 26 attempts. They held the Gamecocks to under 2 yards per carry with 207 passing yards on 27 attempts. Kentucky had a -3 turnover margin. Devin Leary completed 17 of 34 passes for 171 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 5 yards per pass attempt. Louisville improved to 10-1, a 38-31 road win at Miami. Cardinals rushed for 162 yards on 34 carries. They surrendered 159 yards rushing to the Hurricanes with 327 passing yards on 39 attempts. Jack Plummer, 24 of 37 passing for 308 yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 8.3 yards per pass attempt. The Wildcats have good running game, averaging 5.1 yards a carry. Past 3 games, Kentucky holding teams at 23 points and 307 yards a game. Play here Kentucky at +7. Houston and UCF college football pick. This one is on Saturday. Houston fell to 4-7 with their 43-30 home defeat to Oklahoma State. Cougars rushed for 130 yards on 28 carries. They allowed 153 yards rushing to the Cowboys with 348 yards passing on 43 attempts. Donovan Smith, 17 of 29 passing for 235 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. He averaged 8.1 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 63 yards and a touchdown. UCF dropped to 5-6, a 24-23 road defeat to Texas Tech. Knights rushed for 238 yards on 40 carries. They allowed 192 yards rushing to the Red Raiders with 256 passing yards on 35 attempts. John Rice Plumlee, 16 of 32 passing for 249 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 7.8 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 84 yards. UCF at home is holding opponents at 20 points per game. Houston offense has struggled in the Big 12 play. Cougars have been inefficient in the passing game. The Knights hold teams a 57% completion rate. They run at high volume, which will run clock. Play here will be Houston UCF under 60.5. Texas A&M and LSU college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Texas A&M improved to 7-4 with their 38-10 home victory at FCS Abilene Christian. Aggies sit 51st in total offense with the run game generating 5.1 yards a carry. Quarterback Max Johnson questionable with an injury, but Jalen Henderson completed 16 of 23 passes for 260 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception. He saw extended work the prior week, hitting 58% of his passes, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 7.9 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 2 touchdowns. LSU 8-3 after their 56-14 home victory to Georgia State. Tigers rushed for 169 yards on 23 carries. They surrendered 148 rushing yards to the Panthers with 217 passing yards on 33 attempts. Jane Daniels, 25 of 30 passing for 413 yards and 6 touchdowns. He averaged 13.8 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. LSU, 106 in the nation in total defense by allowing 411 yards a game. They are giving up 4.8 yards per rush and big plays in the passing game. The Aggies are 6th in total defense by giving up 286 yards a game. Texas A&M is holding opponents at 3.1 yards per rush and 57% completion rate. Their defensive form has been good in conference play. Play here Texas A&M plus the 10.5. Indiana and Purdue college football pick. This one here Saturday. All right, Indiana fell to 3-8 with their 24-21 home defeat to Michigan State. Hoosiers rushed for 210 yards on 46 attempts. They held the Spartans at 2.3 yards per rush with 245 yards passing on 41 attempts. Brendan Sorsby, 19 of 34 passing for 192 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 5.6 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 59 yards. Purdue drops to 3-8 after their 23-15 road defeat to Northwestern. Boilermakers rushed for 303 yards on 54 carries. They allowed 2.9 yards per rush to the Wildcats with 230 passing yards on 25 attempts. Purdue had a -3 turnover margin. Hudson Card is questionable as he missed the game. He is completing 58% of his passes with 6.4 yards per pass attempt. Bennett Meredith, 5 of 7 for 36 yards last week. Ryan Brown also saw work, and the true freshman went 12 of 16 for 104 yards, 2 interceptions. He averaged 6.5 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 85 yards. Purdue quarterback situation the concern. Boilermakers have struggled with quarterback accuracy, passing efficiency. Indiana is 104th ranked offense in college football. They're running for just 3.3 yards a carry. And again, accuracy and passing efficiency issue with this Indiana offense. Play here Indiana and Purdue under 50. Middle Tennessee State and Sam Houston State college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Middle Tennessee State improved to 4-7 with their 34-30 home victory to UTEP. Blue Raiders rushed for 185 yards on 35 carries. They held the Miners to 2.9 yards per rush with 364 yards passing on 41 attempts. Middle Tennessee State had a +2 turnover margin. Nicholas Fatadio, 18 of 35 passing for 242 yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 6.9 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 92 yards. Sam Houston State moves to 2-9, a 28-23 road defeat to Western Kentucky. Bearcats rushed for 86 yards on 31 carries. They limited the Hilltoppers to 2.3 yards a carry on the ground with 392 yards passing on 41 attempts. Sam Houston State had 3 turnovers and took 5 away from the Hilltoppers. Keegan Shoemaker hit 25 of 45 passing for 271 yards and 2 interceptions. He averaged 6 yards per pass attempt. Sam Houston State is 119th in total offense, averaging 314 yards a game. They rush for 2.9 yards a carry and are inefficient in the passing game. Blue Raiders defensive form good as in their past 3 games, allowing 16 points a game. Play here Middle Tennessee State and Sam Houston State under 49. Ohio State and Michigan college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Ohio State's 11-0 after a 37-3 home victory to Minnesota. Buckeyes rushed for 215 yards on 35 carries. They allowed 70 rushing yards to the Golden Gophers with 89 passing yards on 19 attempts. Ohio State had a +2 turnover margin. Kyle McCord, 20 of 30 passing for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 7.1 yards per pass attempt. Michigan 11-0 after their 31-24 road win at Maryland. Wolverines rushed for 150 yards on 45 carries. They held the Terrapins at 15 rushing yards with 247 passing on 31 attempts. Michigan had a +2 turnover margin. J.J. McCarthy, 12 of 23 passing for 141 yards and an interception. He averaged just 6.1 yards per pass attempt. Both defenses elite. The Wolverines did allow 247 passing yards last week to Maryland. McCarthy's past 2 performances, the concern here, he's the quarterback. Harbaugh was not on the sideline. Maybe that's impacting quarterback performance here. So I think there's an edge here on Ohio State at +3.5. All right, that was our college football pick show here for Monday. We gave you And this was week 13, part 1. We gave you 10 picks here from Saturday. So we're going to do these in parts. There's 49 for Saturday. There's 13 for Friday. We'll get the Fridays out on Friday. But the Saturday stuff, we're going to split in parts and get them all done. All right, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We have free college football picks and all the major sports for you here on our channel. So make sure you subscribe. And also, if you would, support our channel with a like, a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Remember to visit our site, TonySpicks.com, for our best plays. Our premium picks are there. The promo code TonyT at checkout will save you that 15% off. And remember, we are sponsored by Rhythm app. Create custom sports betting models right now with the Rhythm app, and you'll be able to save time in your handicapping. Bet smarter with Rhythm using their modeling. And of course, you can claim your 14-day free trial by downloading the app at Apple as well as Google and the Android store. All right, that'll do it for now. I'm Tony T. We'll be back later with more free picks.